All right, welcome to Fan4Racing Radio this morning. I am reviewing the NASCAR Truck Series race that took place at Daytona just last night, and wow, there were some surprises with that race. And I'm by myself today, so bear with me. But we have a lot to do, and I'm going to try to get this done in a 15-minute period. So in the end, it was Corey Heim who won the race, but it was Parker Kligerman who went across the finish line first. So that was kind of interesting. During the post-race inspection, he was DQ'd because of a height requirement. He was too low, and so they DQ'd his finish, and that means that Corey Heim wins the NASCAR Truck Series race at Daytona. It took them an hour before they made that announcement, but Corey Heim won the season opening Fresh from Florida 250 at Daytona International Speedway on Friday night. So it's interesting. Heim was running in second. He ended up first, which means everybody else goes up as well. So the win was Heim's first at Daytona, but his 12th win of his career. So congratulations to Corey Heim. So it was a yellow flag finish because although the leaders were still racing at the end of that race, there were cars wrecking behind them. So it ended on a yellow and a yellow checkered flag. And that means that several drivers were collected in that incident. Ben Rhodes was one of them. He kind of sparked it in the outside lane. He led 22 laps and won stage one. He was in the thick of the battle and for the lead on the last lap, and ended up finishing the race in 21st. From what I could see, it seemed like a car was coming up on to the side of him from pit road. So I don't know for sure, but it seemed like it might have impacted what happened because Ben Rhodes moved up on the track, and it was that little bit of movement up on the track on a super speedway. It doesn't take much. And that caused a bunch of cars to end up wrecking. It was not what anybody was expecting, especially Ben Rhodes. I think he thought he might be able to win that race. But Matt Crafton ended up winning stage two. He led 9 laps, 8 more than he led all of the 2024 season. But Crafton was also caught up in that last lap wreck. So that was unfortunate. It ended the day for quite a few people. One of the pleasant surprises of the night was one of the rookies contending for Rookie of the Year this year. The number 17 of Gio Ruggiero finished an impressive second place behind his Tricon Garage teammate Corey Heim. Gio actually led 11 laps in his debut at Daytona International Speedway. That's amazing. So he was impressive all night, and I think a lot of people were pleasantly surprised with his run in his debut run at Daytona. The reigning series champion, Ty Majeski, he ended up finishing in third place. Then it was Grant Enfinger, Justin Haley, Chandler Smith, who had a horrible wreck last night. He ended up in sixth place. Daniel Hemrick ended up seventh. Then it was Jason White. William Sawalich, another one of the rookies. And Frankie Muniz also ended up with a top 10 finish. So that was pretty exciting. From Hollywood to NASCAR, there were 30 lead changes among 12 drivers and 8 caution flags for 33 yellow flag laps. The average speed of that race was 116.174. So I'll tell you, I think it was impressive. I remember last year's race. I talked about all the youth and exuberance. Last year's race it was a little more prevalent because they were bumping and banging and wrecking, and there was a lot going on. This week, this time around, it was a very professional race, and a lot of these drivers, even though we had some rookies, and there were quite a few rookies, I'll explain who they all are as I go through this list. Giovanni Ruggiero was one of them. He finished in second. Another rookie, Frankie Munoz, finishing in 10th. Another rookie, last year's ARCA Menards Series champion, Andres Perez de Lara. He was a 14th place finisher. Dawson Sutton, another one of the rookies, finished 25th. Tony Breidinger had a rough night. She had a couple of incidents. She was 28th still. And Connor Mosak finished in 32nd place. So the rookies really had a good outing with 3 of those rookies in the top 15. So it's going to be fun to watch that Rookie of the Year battle, I think, this year. You also had Justin Haley in the race from the Cup Series. He ended up with a 5th place finish. The other driver from the Cup Series was Michael McDowell. And I think he might have been caught up in some things because he ended up in 26th place. Matt Crafton, one of those people caught up in the accident at the end, ended up in 27th. So kind of unfortunate. It was Ben Rhodes who ended up winning stage 1. Matt Crafton, as I mentioned earlier, won stage 2, and the race did end under caution. So a lot of exciting racing in the Craftsman Truck Series. They raced a total of 100 laps for 250 miles at Daytona, and it was exciting. I would encourage everybody to watch that race. It's much better than last year's race. Even the announcers mentioned at the end of the night, which, by the way, if you do watch the replay, at the time that they ended their broadcast, it was Parker Kligerman who looked like he had won the race. So just remember that he was DQ'd because of low height, and it was actually Corey Heim who ended up with that victory. So, but I would really encourage everybody, take some time to watch that race. It is well worth your time. And it was exciting, and everybody was impressive, I thought. So check it out. I hope you enjoy the review of the Craftsman Truck Series race. And I hope you'll come back later because I'm also going to have reviews coming for the ARCA Menards Series racing at Daytona and for the Xfinity Series race. All right, the Xfinity Series race starts at 5 p.m. Today, so you'll definitely want to tune in for that as well. And I'll be back later with reviews for those races. Take care, everybody. And as always, thanks for watching.